Bro, fuck Femboy Gaming. Who the fuck's idea was it to make this fucking channel anyways? What the fuck is that channel name? Jesus Christ. How we could just chalk it up to a phase. This motherfucker was going through something that was not a McDonald's meal, I'll tell you that. It was probably some off-brand medication from India bought with Bitcoin. That's what this motherfucker was going through. God damn, what is up, my hoes and homos? Today is a day of days, and a day of days it is. I'm just looking back on this particular fucking second channel, and I'm like, well, you know what? The thumbnail consistency is actually quite impressive. I like the way it looks, but I don't like the way it's got visual constancy, but it doesn't have. It's not good. It's not good. Like, what the fuck are these thumbnails? It's just a little man. It's just a little man. I want to become a big man. We got to go for full-on transcendence, motherfuckers. We need to start blasting Tren and watching alpha male videos to get on this bandwagon. There's... my cadence has stumbled, hasn't it? Like, I used to be able to come on here and just fucking monologue for a long time. Well, that's kind of misleading because I would be able to do it occasionally, usually when I was like cracked off of caffeine or some shit, or I got something that got me really wired up, and I realized that just about anybody can do that shit. Like, anybody can get on the front, like in front of a microphone and just start spitting their shit if they're wired about it. The problem is that I wasn't really that invested in a lot of topics at many particular times. So it's like occasionally I would get a video where I would just be popping off and be able to hold the dialogue and keep that constancy, but it's kind of disingenuous. Like, I don't think the slop economy was ever for me. Like, the slop content, like, I mean, I could do it. I mean, everything that I make is slop, but the good slop that's in there, right? The distinguishing characteristic of the stuff that I was proud of was the stuff that I just got on there and I just fucking bit it all the way. It was peak. Where I would get on there and I would have shit to say. It doesn't matter if it was bullshit. It was shit to say. And I said it with some level of fluency, and that's fun. I was going to say impressive, but it really isn't. It's fun. I don't get to talk a lot. I don't talk to people. I'm good at talking to people, and I don't get very many opportunities to talk to people. And I like talking. That's a pretty big problem. I like hearing human voices. It's like a fucking symphony. And when it coheres and when you've got this energy between two people where you're just bouncing ideas back and forth and you get to the point where it's just like you're both in the zone conversationally. Like, occasionally I'll be able to get that inside of my head, right? Slightly going insane. Maybe in 5 years the schizophrenia will fully develop, but who knows? Like, I can get that same level of conversation in my head when I feel like I'm sitting in front of somebody talking to them and I'm giving them a speech like let's imagine we're at like a low-level college party and motherfuckers are drunk and you've got this dude and he's just had like a really bad midterm or some bullshit, and he's not in the right. He's like out of the. He's not in the zone. He's out of it, and you get in front of him, and you're like, "All right, this guy's drunk. Let's just start spewing some bullshit, right? Let's try to make something sound really important. Let's try to get this guy worked up, get him out of the funk, right?" And that's the kind of dialogue that I bring here, where I'm like trying to make interesting stuff out of nothing. I've been really good at it. I think I've said this before on the channel, but I used to try to convince people that they didn't exist, or just like convince them of random bullshit facts that sounded slightly plausible but weren't at all under any level of scrutinization. I'm not even like. It's also fun to try to convince people that God exists, because theology is so fucking fun, guys. Like, regardless of what you think about religion, that's a lot of what our linguistic reality is based off of, is spirituality and stuff. So there's a lot of arguments that you can make for it, even if you don't believe in it. And it's so fun to try to convince people that religion is, like, real, especially when they really don't like it. And especially when they're, like, logic bros. These guys that you just come up against. And they're so against the concept of there being the possibility of a God. And you just start getting on your bullshit about it. And they get to a point where they're just like breaking under it. They can't find enough fallacies in your argument. Like, you just appeal to the logic and steel man that shit. And I hate debating unless it is to mess with people. That is the point where I revel in it. Where it's just like the troll level of debate, where you just go into a conversation just to throw the person off kilter, to make them, like, reset their, to open up their neuroplasticity, just get in there and be like, hey, reconsider this. And you plant a seed in their head. And even if you don't convince them of anything, they're stuck there, and that seed is stuck in their brain until they can, like, either dig it out or rip it out. And I mean, this sounds like some devious bullshit on the surface. I'm not going to lie. Like, I've been listening to myself, and it sounds kind of unethical, but we all need a little bit more conflict in our lives. Our entire experience has been manufactured to be this comfortable existence. God forbid we have any speed bumps, any disagreements. It's not like I'm assaulting these people. I'm just having fun with what they have fun with. What the fuck does that mean? I just said something and I didn't know any single correlation between any of the words in that sentence that I just spewed out. So my dad was really, really religious when I was, like, in the first quarter of elementary school. Like, he grew up religious. He was religious. He went on missions and shit. And then at some point when I was, like, in the 4th grade, 3rd or 4th grade, he was just like, nah, fuck religion. I don't believe in any of it. And he just became like a Reddit atheist. I was like, what the fuck, man? Damn, you set me up with this belief, and now you're just like, nah, sorry. I don't believe in it anymore. And he wasn't even like a good Reddit atheist about it. Like, I'm not bashing him as a person, but, like, God damn it, he could not reason this shit out. And I thought it was hilarious later in life to just create arguments for religion. And like, there's the devil's advocate. I would be like, oh, this shit is, I'm playing God's advocate here. I thought that was so funny. And I'll play it both ways. But the thing is that I try to, like, ride that line of a really good faith debate. That's where it gets really fun, is when you make people think about their own beliefs a lot more critically. That is fun. Because you tend to get some really good discussions out of it. Like, I could talk to anybody of any faith, and if I can get them to critically think about it, I learn some shit. Then they get me to critically think about the whole situation. And slowly, very slowly, I'm working towards building up the existence of my own God. So, that'll be fun. Every time I come back here, people think I'm flying off the rails or some shit. And I have to remind everybody that I just come here to spew bullshit. Like, to get the words out of my head, to just calm the noise a bit. It's not like voices or anything. It's just attention. Like, there's not very many opportunities for me to socialize where I'm at in life. And that's when I come here, is to socialize. It's good fun. To just be retarded, to be a little gay, to be just a little bit out there. Just let the pressure valve off the eccentricity. I really do enjoy it. What I don't enjoy, however, is editing this shit and then making a thumbnail and then going to the effort to upload it and seeing people make comments on it, like talking about how I'm going insane, going down the rails, off the rails. Jesus Christ. Telling me how about you see, my grammar structure was so much better when I regularly did this shit. Whenever I get into the groove of YouTube, my articulation gets so much better. Because I have to consciously think about it. Because you can stumble in everyday conversation, and people just gloss over it, right? Their brains process it out. But when you put it in a YouTube video, it's very clear. And then especially when you go and you watch it back, it's like, oh, I wish I didn't do that. And then it gives you the opportunity to work on a flaw that you didn't know that you had. Or that you did know that you had, but you didn't know that you were so irritated about it. God bless. I have had 0 stimulants today. Praise the Lord. Praise be to heavens. And what I said about the YouTube comments earlier, one of the problems about having like a commentary channel type of dealio on the internet is that you have to put forth this image of having thick skin. Like, you have to be like, oh, I don't care about the comments. But I'm going to be honest. The comments get to me. 100%. Like, I remember coming back a few months ago, looking at the comments on the main YouTube channel, and I was just going through there and just blocking people. I was like, you know what? I actually don't have any responsibility to actually respond to or listen to these people, and they put so much effort into just jiggling my beans. What if I just never saw them again? It's crazy. It's crazy. And, you know, there's a whole thing about constructive feedback, criticism, constructive criticism, and I get that. I mean, metaphorically and literally, I do get the constructive criticism in my comment section, and I get the concept of it. But, on the other hand, I also don't get very much constructive criticism. Most people are on the internet just to, like, wrench some jimmies around. They don't give a fuck about seeing people improve. Like, oh, filler words. I completely forgot about those. Like, yeah, we got to get that out of the vernacular. All right, we got some oratory exercises, motherfuckers. Yes, let's go. Basically, nobody is on the internet for self-development. If they're in the comment section, at least. I mean, I love seeing those people that are like, oh, I'm going to give my progress updates to, let me do every like I get, I'll do a push-up. And they have like 12,000 likes. And then they never respond to it. Or occasionally you'll find one that like gives like a detailed day-by-day update, and it's kind of cool. But that's not what we're talking about here. You guys know what the fuck we're talking about. The goblins. The little fucking gremlins in the YouTube comments section. I'm beginning to sound drunk. The problem is that I don't even use my real voice when I record. And as a result of that, my voice goes incredibly hoarse. Like, I'll notice this. I don't have the opportunity to socialize very much, like I said. And when I do, I'll talk for like 20 minutes. My voice will be completely fucking gone. Because I've gotten so used to using a voice that isn't mine that I can't switch back over to the real one. Like, I can't switch back over to the one that just comes out and isn't like, you know, sandpaper on my fucking throat. Where did it go? I'll need to work on that. Oh, that's another thing. God damn, the recording's already 16:51. At least like half of that'll be filler though, right? So I'd cut this down, get a 9-minute video. I mean, I installed CapCut. They're supposed to have like an AI tool that'll cut out all the filler gaps, so now I don't need to edit anymore. What the fuck is this? Hell yeah, brother, hell yeah. We getting out of the trenches with the fucking YouTube content. Yeah. Anyways. Thanks for watching, my fags and females, and until next time. What did I say? What did I say at the end? I'm signing out? Is that what I would say? Some bullshit.